Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here to talk about the first race of the season. Finally, we've got F1 2017 underway. All the hype, the pre-season, we finally gone and done it, and it's actually what sort of turned out exactly how we wanted it. So, before we talk about the race, I want to just disclose there will be spoilers in this video, so just if you haven't watched the Australian Grand Prix, click away now. But anyway, let's get into this video for everyone that has watched it. So, the 2017 Australian Grand Prix sort of lived up to everything we wanted. We wanted to make sure that one person wasn't going to just go out there and dominate the whole race, or one team was going to go out there and dominate each race. And it looks like this season we've got a real chance that it might not be a Mercedes winning every single race. Well, that's definitely not going to be the case, because Ferrari have already won the first race of the season with Sebastian Vettel. He drove an incredible race, a really good strategy from the team as well. We thought, watching it, we thought they'd messed up, because obviously Hamilton was going really quick on those soft tyres. But then Hamilton comes into traffic behind Verstappen, overtaking some lapped cars as well, and well, he just really struggled through that, meaning that Vettel does the overcut this time, and that actually worked out for him. And it actually worked out for Bottas as well, who was really catching Hamilton towards the end of this race. But Hamilton saying at the first stint, he just was struggling so much with his tyres, he had to pit because he was just not going to get there. He was just not going to get any quicker going around and round on ultra soft tyres. So unfortunately for Hamilton, he had to come in early and pit onto some sort of soft tyres, which obviously won't be so quick, but it didn't quite work out for him. It looked like it could have worked out for a couple of laps, but then once he got up behind Verstappen, and these cars are so big, it doesn't actually look like you can overtake so easily. Yes, there have been some complaints I've seen over on Twitter, but for me personally, I didn't see much of a difference in comparison to last year. I know there will be a slight difference. I'm sure it will be less than last year. The cars are bigger, and overall there wasn't so much sort of wheel-to-wheel racing in the midfield, which is generally where we get to see most of the overtaking. But at the front of the pack is where we wanted to see that big battle between the Ferrari and the Mercedes, and it happened. So it's great to see. Ferrari obviously have a very good car this year. I'm not 100% sure they actually do have the quickest car. It's so close between them and Mercedes. We saw Hamilton pulled out one of the best laps he's ever done around Australia to get it on pole position. Vettel made a couple of little mistakes on his lap as well, but I'm not actually sure that it would have been good enough for Vettel to get on pole even if he hadn't made those little mistakes. So I'm not 100% sure the Ferrari is actually the fastest car in pure fastest sort of pace. But in terms of race pace, the Ferrari did look very solid. But then to sort of contradict that, Raikkonen was sort of nowhere. He wasn't doing particularly good. He only finished just ahead of Verstappen, who's in obviously a much slower at the moment Red Bull, which just doesn't have the pace. They had to sort of counteract their strategy with a super soft stint. So I don't think that the Red Bull's very good. And for Raikkonen to only finish just ahead of him and with a pretty similar strategy to the guys that finished in front of him, it's hard to actually gauge where this Ferrari is. Did Vettel just put out one of the best weekends of his career, or is Raikkonen just not very good? It's up to you guys to decide for that one, because I'm just going to get too much hate. But overall, what this hopefully should mean for this season now, guys, is that we can have a really good championship battle between two different cars, and hopefully two different drivers that maybe haven't gone for a championship before, or haven't been in a championship battle for the last couple of years at least. Vettel is definitely one of those ones that hasn't been in the battle since like 2013. And then we also got Bottas, who, he did a good race, didn't he? I think he personally did a very good race. By the looks of it, Mercedes told him to sort of stay back and not attack Hamilton. I think they just wanted to secure those points for the team, because, we all know what goes on with Mercedes teammates trying to battle each other. Sometimes it doesn't end very well. So they still picked up 33 points here today, Mercedes, which is pretty good. And in comparison to Ferrari, who I think got, if I remember correctly, is it 37, 25 and 12 for Raikkonen. So overall, there's not a massive difference in the championship between Ferrari and Mercedes right now, and I think it was maybe sensible in a way for Mercedes to like just call it off, guys. There'll be another chance in the rest of the season to make sure you guys can race each other. But then I don't particularly like team orders, so I would have loved to see Bottas go for it. But I think Bottas, the new guy on the block coming into Mercedes, he probably doesn't want to upset his new owners, to be fair. New owners, team bosses, you know what I mean, but he probably didn't really want to upset them in this first race for the team, so probably quite understandable from him. But he didn't look too happy on the podium. He's normally, okay, I know the Finnish drivers obviously don't ever look too happy when they're anywhere, but when there's a bit more of a smile, and I guess now he's sort of feeling the pressure that he has to live up to Hamilton's pace, at least through a lot of this season, because he's only got a 1-year contract. They're not too sure that's because Mercedes want to get rid of him at the end of the year, or that Bottas just wants to make sure that he's secure, and he doesn't actually know that doesn't know where he lies as a number 2 driver or not. So I think it's interesting, that 1-year contract. It puts a lot of pressure on Bottas to perform straight away. But we'll see how this all turns out. Because personally, I'm so excited for this season, and fingers crossed it's going to be a good one. So that's pretty much it for me talking about the Grand Prix, guys. I'd like to know in the comment section down below who you guys thought was your driver of the day. A couple of people I'd note is obviously Vettel with an incredible strategy there, an incredible race pace to get the victory. I'd also like to mention Bottas. I think he did a very good race, and maybe if they were allowed to race sort of wheel to wheel, maybe he could have had maybe a bit of a fight with Hamilton. Maybe not. We'll see in future races whether that was just Hamilton's having a bad race. It did look like he had car issues, to be fair. So Vettel, Bottas, possible driver of the day options. Most people are going to go for a Vettel, let's be fair. Also, I'd say Perez had a pretty good race. He did some good overtakes in there as well. One of the few guys to actually get some nice overtakes in. His teammate as well did quite a nice little overtake on Alonso, didn't he? And also defending from Hulkenberg. That was crazy. Like 3 wide down the main straight. Alonso's just going like 2 miles an hour in a straight line, whilst he's got this Renault flying past him and also this pink Force India, which also I think Ocon did a very good a very sturdy job, and I think he picked up 10th place, I think, didn't he? So not too bad from him whatsoever. So I'd say them, and also a big shout out to Giovinazzi, because to be drafted in at the last second to come into your first ever F1 race, it must be a scary experience. But he did a very good job, and he pulled home just a solid 13th place finish, and not too bad whatsoever. Also a big shout out to the lads over at Toro Rosso, both cars in the points, which is good to see. A bit gutted for Kvyat, obviously that's who I'm supporting this year, and a bit gutted that he had to pit near the end. I think they had to fill up the airbox, which means that he lost a position to Sainz, who was doing a lot better than in that race until that point. He did a very good strategy call. He did like 35 laps, I think, on the ultra soft tyres, which is mental, but good job from him there. Unlucky that he had to come in there and fill up the airbox, but I heard over the radio he was like gunning for that fastest lap, but gutting he didn't quite get it. I think it was Raikkonen or Vettel got it right at the end there, but nonetheless, an exciting first Grand Prix of the season, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts on it were, and please remember to leave a like on the video. That would be massively appreciated. Let's try and hit 150 likes on this video. That'd be awesome. You also may notice I'm actually filming with a new camera. It's actually a Lumix G7. It's a 4K DSLR. I also do have my other camera as well, but I just thought I'd try this one out. This is more going to be for like vlogs and that sort of stuff, because I'm hoping to vlog the Italian Grand Prix, which I'm going to later this year. So fingers crossed that's going to be a good experience, especially with Ferrari doing good this season so far. At least that's how it looks. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, as I said, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.